Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to this episode of Brewing It Live with me, Lotus, and... Wait for it. Han will introduce
Hi,
himself.
everybody. I'm Han. Nice to see you again.
I'm not always going to introduce you, Han. You're
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're a co-host. You introduce yourself as well.
Fine. Making me do all the heavy lifting. I see how it is.
Yeah, that's why I have you here.
Got it. That's why you keep me around.
Yep.
So today we will be doing Sythis?
Sythis.
Sythis? Alright, we're going with Sythis. Harvest Sand. It's a green-white Selesnya commander. I think this is one of the first times, if I'm not mistaken, that we have an Enchantress effect in our command zone.
I think so. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, I put my camera.
So there we go, much better. So generally speaking, there's been a ton of Enchantress decks in general, as far as Selesnya goes. I personally have a Sigarda Enchantress deck that is Voltron, and I love it to death. But the fact that you have your commander giving you the Enchantress effect, in this case, you get to draw a card and gain life, is amazing. So getting right into it, Sythis is for 1 green and 1 white, 1/2 legendary enchantment creature, type nymph. That just reads, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. Selesnya loves to draw cards and gain life.
Yep. And it's something different. I mean, I know you always get the other cards, like that Merfolk, when a land enters, gain a life, draw a card. So it's the same effect, but with enchantments when you cast. But I used to play a Layla enchantments, the fairy.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see Selesnya get some love at this time.
Yeah, Alila used to be great. Lots of fairy tokens. Esper, blue, white, and black. But yeah, we're gonna do some gaining life, and we're gonna do some drawing cards, and we're gonna cast some enchantments.
And
I
with
hope
our
everybody's
green
ready.
ramp.
The fact that we have green ramp and just the shenaniganry of white in the enchantment field is just amazing. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And Evening Ashen. Ashen says, "Hail Sythis."
Yep, this is amazing.
So, we want to be casting enchantments, we want to be gaining life, and drawing cards is always a bonus. So,
Correct.
What's that enchantment that says we get a +1 counter whenever we gain life?
+1 counter whenever we gain life?
Yeah, I can't remember its name. Ashen will probably tell us. But it's basically an enchantment aura that whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on a creature, on the creature that you control. I think something like that ability would go very well in a deck like this.
I could see that, yeah. There's a couple of things that do similar things. I don't know the specific one you're thinking of.
Okay, what's the first one, just so I can see what we've got?
I mean, the first one that is completely obvious, you gotta go with Sigarda's Aid, I think. Sigarda's Aid for just one white. It's an enchantment, which we love. You may cast aura and enchantment spells as though they have flash. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. That is just purely bonus.
Yeah, that's actually good. Light, there we go. I knew Ashen would get it for me. Light of Promise. So, Light of Promise is 2 and a white. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature.
Ooh, that's spicy. I like it.
Yeah, so We're going to be casting a lot of enchantments. Our commander will be gaining us life, and we'll be putting +1 counters on the creature that we enchant.
Seems good. Ooh, Ashen's already teasing us with some not one but two Kamigawa suggestions.
I'm curious, has he already given to us with Sunbond? No,
Potentially.
nope. Sunbond is
So,
3 and a white,
something.
and it has whenever you gain life, put that many +1 counters on this creature.
So I'm I'm going straight off of your suggestion here, and I'm just gonna say, how about a Dawn of Hope, just based off of what you said?
Dawn of Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1 and a white enchantment. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. And then pay 4, create a 1/1 soldier.
Right. So that has lifelink, no less. So it's going to activate itself. We're going to enjoy gaining life just off of casting an enchantment anyhow, but we can double down and just dump some mana into potentially just drawing extra cards.
Yeah. I mean, basically, cast an enchantment, pay additional 2, because we're going to gain the life, draw a card, and then draw another card.
Yep.
I quite like that, actually.
Would you say that we have an abundance of cards to be drawn?
Is that your pun of the day?
No, but it's a good one. So Abundance is a fantastic enchantment. I know Lotus loves it as well.
I need to get it
2
altered.
green. 2 green for an enchantment. If you would draw a card, you may instead choose land or non-land and reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and put all others revealed this way on the bottom of your library in any order. So, having this out, you're instantly going to, with Sythis, we're going to have gain life, draw a card. Do we need a land? No. Then let's go get a non-land.
Yep.
And if we're doubling down or even tripling down on these card draw effects, then we're just going to have more card draw, more abundance triggers to just get what we want. More enchantments or lands, depending on the necessity.
True, and I agree with Ashen. That was a bad pun.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Fair. So, Ashen has given us the 2 Kamigawa ones. The second one I'm going to do first, because I really love this card. Cage of Hands. So, it's 2 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And pay 1 and a white. Return it to its owner's hand. This, not the creature it's enchanted. Right. So we can recast it and then re-trigger our commander.
Yeah. Sounds pretty great.
And the second one was Ghostly Prison. So that was recently reprinted with new artwork, which is fantastic.
Yep. That was from the Renar, the Foretell deck.
That's the one,
Precon.
Yeah, definitely. 2 and a white enchantment. Creatures can't attack you unless its controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you.
Originally from Kamigawa, though. All right, Ashen, I hear you.
Oh, if that's the case, then I'm very sorry. Let's go. Cage of Hands. There we go. There's the original.
Much better.
There we go.
There it is. Got to get that archway. Just to backtrack a second. So I know we were just talking about Cage of Hands. Can you pull up Mana Bloom?
Mana Bloom?
Yeah, Mana Bloom is a fantastic one.
Oh, I've just recently got this card.
Yeah. So for X and a green, you cast this enchantment. Mana Bloom enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. You can choose to remove a charge counter from Mana Bloom, and you add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Activate this ability only once each turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Mana Bloom has no charge counters on it, return it to its owner's hand.
I like that.
So with Sythis out, we're going to be able to repeatedly bring this back to our hand. You can cast it for 0 as far as the X, just a single green.
I was thinking that.
It'll just come back. You don't need to do anything besides cast it for just one generic green.
Basically,
And
for
you'll
a
get
green, you
draw
get a life and a card.
You get a cantrip.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Talking of ghostly prison, though,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be a little bit dirty, and
You're gonna one up, aren't you?
sphere of safety.
Sure.
4 and a white enchantment. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays X for each of those creatures, where X is the number of enchantments you control. At a minimum, it's going to be 1. If we have a commander, it's 2, and then just keeps going from there.
Yep.
It's just going to be disgusting.
Pretty much. So here's one thing that I found that I thought was neat.
Okay.
Flickering Ward. Flickering Ward is a 1-mana white enchantment that reads, when you play Flickering Ward, choose a color. Enchanted creature gains protection from the chosen color. Pay 1 white, and you can return Flickering Ward to its owner's hand.
Okay.
So, let's say that you have a pesky mono green big giant dinosaurs or something to that effect deck that you're going against, or if you just hate blue. I have protection from blue.
True.
And you can bounce this back to your hand and change that up whenever you need. So.
And don't we have?
Yeah, you can.
And also, if we have Sagada's Aid, we can flicker it any way we want at instant speed.
Instant speed. Go ahead and do it as much as you want, so long as you have the mana for it, right?
Of course, of course.
Yep.
I can't remember what Kallax does. I know that he's a planeswalker.
Destiny's Hand.
Yeah, Ashen suggested Kallax. 2 green white for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. +1, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment card from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Seems good. -3, exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. That's pretty good. And -7, return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's... yeah. He fits in quite nicely.
Yep.
I like that.
Particularly great with any of our potentially really, really nice enchantments that have some nice upgrades on. What did I upgrade?
You got a new computer.
Oh. I mean, yeah, the computer's new, but everything else is still the same. How you doing, Benson?
You can't put Death Shadow in this deck. Notably,
However,
Flickering Ward doesn't remove itself if you choose white.
Correct.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So don't choose white. Typically, you might not want to do that. So, I think that in this case right now, let's go ahead and put some of our Enchantress cards in. Okay. What do you think?
I mean,
so
we're gonna need them.
Yeah. One of the most recent ones that basically came out is as a reprint in Modern Horizons 2 was Enchantress's Presence. 2 and a green for an enchantment that just reads, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card.
Yeah, and it's got... I love the fact that we've been using quite a few Rebecca Gay art at the minute, and I'm a huge fan She and Seb McKinnon are my favorite artists, and Rebecca Gay is coming back to Magic,
Yay!
which is so good. John Avon as well is obviously another huge fan, and I'm going to go off on artists now because artists are absolutely amazing and don't deserve don't have enough love and should get more. Is it Isla? I can't remember the name, but she's a new artist that did the squirrel art, also did some other arts of the bear. Isle Gort, that's it. She's an amazing artist as well.
Yeah. Oracle text. Yeah, enchanted creature has protection from the chosen color. This effect doesn't remove Flickering Ward. Yep.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong art. Let me... Oh, doesn't have flavor text on here.
That's all right.
Never mind.
What is your other favorite Enchantress effect, Lotus?
Oh, it's the Shroud one. It's probably not actually an Enchantress effect.
What are you thinking of?
It's the enchantment that says other enchantments have hexproof. I can't remember the name. It's from Lorwyn.
Ooh, Ashen.
Ashen will know. Basically,
I have
other
a bunch of them shroud, not hexproof.
Yeah. I know that might be a bit of a problem when we're doing a lot of auras, but I mean,
Sterling Grove is the one that has shroud.
Yeah, we've got Sterling Grove, which I still think is actually a good one, because we can sacrifice it and search for an enchantment card. I actually quite like that card. Privileged Position, says Quimska. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Crimson. Like the color.
Ah,
just
crimson.
spelled differently.
And good evening to you.
Doing crimson.
2 hybrid Selesnya. Other permanents you control have Shroud. It's a good card.
Have hexproof in this case, actually. So other permanents you control have hexproof.
Yes, I can do magic. I swear.
The guild kit version is the one that reads properly. If you have the guild kit, use that one.
Yeah, let's get the guild kit one up.
Okay. So you want to give everything hexproof.
Have hexproof.
Got it. So more draw effects as far as enchantments go. So we have things like Satyr Enchanter from M19.
Oh.
1 green and white for a Satyr Druid creature, 2/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card.
I forgot this existed.
Yep. It's phenomenal. And the other 2 that have the same effects while we're on the subject, Verduran Enchantress is the other big one that usually comes to mind. 1 green for 0/2 Human Druid. Whenever you play an enchantment spell, draw a card. And last but not least, our Gothian Enchantress, which is pretty much the gold standard Enchantress card. 1 and a green for a 0/1 Human Druid with Shroud that reads whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card.
I like to think that that's a squirrel on her shoulder.
Well, I mean, do we want to make Squirrel Nest a thing?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, throw it in for now. Why not?
Ashen says you've
says
missed
we missed 2 from them.
Eidolon of
Yeah,
Blossoms.
there's still more.
2 green Spirit with Constellation. When it or another creature, enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So that's an ETB.
Yep. And
And
also keep in mind that this is an enchantment creature, no less.
yes, so it'll trigger.
So it'll have its own trigger. With Sythis, we'll have 2 card draws off of it coming in, basically.
Yeah. And
Double
Mesa
card draw.
Enchantress is 1 white. Whenever you cast enchantment spell, you may draw a card. So
Yes.
we've got.
And so. Yep. And that's the package.
That's the whole kit and caboodle. And we're going to be drawing so many cards. Shame we're not in blue. Are we going to need to reshuffle our library back in?
Potentially. And just because I'm not going to suggest this card, but because we're doing Squirrel Nest, I feel like we have to talk about it. Earthcraft is a ridiculously expensive enchantment, but it does go very well with Squirrel Nest. Earthcraft is 1 and a green for an enchantment that you just tap an untapped creature you control to untap a target basic land. So by having Squirrel Nest enchant a basic land, you can tap it to create a green squirrel creature token. And then that token can now be tapped to untap a target basic land. And you can make as many squirrel tokens as you want.
That's just...
Infinite squirrel combo.
I like that. It's a shame that it's $200.
Yeah, which is why I am not able to recommend it. However, if you have one, absolutely. Benson says everything has a squirrel on his shoulder if you do it. Good lord.
Oh dear, Benson. Not wrong, but oh dear.
Not wrong.
Yeah. Sanctum Weaver and Resurgent Belief are other suggestions. Let's go with Resurgent Belief first, because I don't know that one.
Sure.
Oh, it's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Both
the
of them
new
are new.
Suspend Sorcery. 1 and a white to suspend 2. And then you can return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, I like.
Congratulations. Replenish, but without the $120 price tag nowadays.
Oh god, yeah. And then Sanctum Weaver, 1 and a green, Dryad, tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of enchantments you control. Sure, good mana dork.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
So
it taps
also an enchantment creature. So again, enchantment creatures, we love them. They're going to trigger a gain life and draw effect. We love it.
Yeah. Just a question. Saga.
Yeah. Of course. Enchantment land.
Yeah. Search your library for an artifact card with mana 0 or 1. I mean, it's going to sacrifice at 3.
Right.
But we get to... Is it worth it? We're not casting it.
I mean, it's a 0 mana enchantment draw card. Yes, it's worth it.
Well, it's whenever you cast an enchantment. You don't cast land.
Oh, you do play land, I suppose. Correct?
I mean, if there was an ETB, draw a card. Like... whenever you cast... Eidolon of Blossoms will trigger. Maybe it's not worth it.
We don't have to have it.
No.
Yeah, because Eidolon of Blossom is the one that ETBs. So yeah. However, yeah. Yeah, we'll put it in the maybe board. If you choose to run it, go for it. However, so Destiny Spinner is the other suggestion that Ashen brought up, which is amazing and perfect. Also an enchantment creature, 2/3 for 1 and a green. And creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered.
Ew.
3 and a green. For an activated ability to target land you control becomes an XX elemental creature creature with trample and haste until end of turn, where X is the number of enchantments you control. It's still a land. Yep, we like it.
Yeah.
Destiny Spinner will do everything we want in this deck, for sure.
Yeah. And making our whole entire, almost everything that we're doing uncounterable seems pretty good.
Yep, pretty fantastic. Ashen says, ooh, we missed Sythis Champion for Enchantresses. Sythis Champion, that's the one with Constellation from Theros Beyond. 2 and a green for a 1/3 human warrior with Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Sythis Champion and draw a card. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So, how are we feeling so far? I think we have a lot of draw so far.
Yeah.
We're just casting enchantments, which we pretty much have to figure out which ones we love the most. Yeah, we just got to get there, right? So
now we've got the card draw and a little bit of protection with Ghostly Prison and Sphere of Safety. And we've got some recursion and some tutoring. We need to now have something to do with all that stuff.
Sure. So what is it that you would like to see?
I mean, there's a card that's an enchantment that is stupid in my eyes, and I love it so much. And it's Hydra's Growth, I think it's called.
I love it. Yep.
So it's 2 and a green for a enchantment aura. When it enters a battlefield, put a +1 counter on enchanted creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of +1 counters on enchanted creature.
Okay.
Now, if that's left alone, 1 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, 16, 32, 64.
I like where this is going.
If we put it on something with maybe trample,
sure,
can get out of hand.
Yeah. So now we just need to figure out ways to get trample. Is that what you're telling me?
I think that's one way of doing it, yeah.
Okay. I actually have one that's perfect for this.
Okay, shoot.
So don't laugh. It works.
Okay.
Armadillo Cloak.
Is that the...
That is the flavor text of the card, yes. Armadillo Cloak is 1 green and white for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has trample. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life.
Oh,
flavor text. Don't laugh. It works.
Do you know what? If we put an Armadillo Cloak on the same creature that's got a Light of Promise...
Oh, absolutely. It just works perfectly. Just think about that. So now we're going to trample over for some damage. We're going to gain some life. And then, that works quite nicely, doesn't it?
It does. Another suggestion, Ajani's Mentor of Heroes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one for a very long time. 3 white, green for an Ajani 4 loyalty planeswalker. +1. Distribute 3 +1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. +1 again. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura, creature, or planeswalker card from among them, put it in your hand, and put the rest on the bottom in any order. -8. You gain 100 life.
Only?
Only 100.
Okay.
Whenever you gain life, put that many +1 counters on this creature. I'm just going to keep looking at that card.
So, okay, I would say this is a maybe board card for now. Let's see how far into the +1/+1 counter territory we go. But branching evolution out of Jumpstart. 2 and a green for an enchantment. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. I'm just thinking about your Hydra's growth, and this is the card I was thinking of.
That's disgusting. So yeah, maybe board for now, but I
Mhm.
like it.
Eh,
I was gonna suggest another one along the same lines.
mhm.
Felidar Retreat.
Ooh, yeah.
3 and a white
Giving it some
enchantment.
vigilance as well.
Landfall. When a land enters the battlefield, choose one. Create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token, or put a +1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain vigilance till end of turn.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we have to hydrate. What are you
Yep.
drinking today,
Already
Han?
vodka. I mean, water.
Same thing, right?
So, Crimson says Archon of Sun's Grace and Sigil of the Empty Throne. Let's start with Sigil because I love this card. It needs to get played way more, but it's always a fantastic powerhouse. 3 white for Sigil of the Empty Throne. It's an enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying.
Nice.
Yes.
It's exactly what we want. And what was
And
the
you
other
know
one?
what? The other one is Archon of Sun's Grace. So Archon of Sun's Grace is 2 white for a 3/4 Archon, flying, lifelink. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying.
Ooh.
This works phenomenally well with some of the cards we've already mentioned. Yes, we would love to just bring this back and forth every single time with cards like Mana Blue.
Oh god, yeah.
Just let's get it back. Let's make another one. Yeah. Cage of Hands. Pay 2. Return it to your hand. And yeah, let's just make another 2/2 or 4/4 Flying Angel, right?
That's disgusting. And I'm all in on it.
So yeah. Also 2/2 Pegasus that has lifelink. Yep. Seems
Yeah.
good.
So,
So
oh,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've also seen a comment in chat for Unflinching Courage.
I love this card.
It's a 1 green and white enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and trample lifelink. Yep.
Yep.
Another Armadillo Cloak style card.
Yep.
Oh,
Ashen says
actually.
similar vein to Hydra's growth. Nylea's Colossus.
Ooh.
Nylea's Colossus, 6 and a green for an enchantment creature giant. 6/6 constellation. Whenever Nylea's Colossus or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn.
Ew.
I like it.
We're gonna have some really nasty creatures swinging out.
I mean, yes. So here's a thought I had as well. We want to make our enchantments cheaper, right?
Yes.
Okay. Things that make enchantments cheaper. Starfield Mystic comes to mind. 1 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So
Seems good.
all of these enchantments and enchantment creatures, such as Nylea's Colossus, even will be 1 cheaper. And whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. So yeah, blow up our enchantments. Starfield Mystic gets bigger.
Yeah, I quite like that. That works quite nicely.
Uh, Ashen says similar to Sunbond Nick Nixthos Paragon? Nithos Paragon? I'm not familiar
Nixthos
with that one.
Paragon. It's a new one from Modern Horizons 2. 4 white, white, enchantment creature, human soldier, 4/6. Whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this once each turn.
Okay.
But it's
I just got excited just reading that card. Uh, what are your thoughts on kind of to pair with that?
okay.
What do you think? What do you think of Evra, Halcyon Witness? Is it too much? Too risky?
Let's have a look. Oh my god.
Dominaria.
I mean, it would be funny.
We're gaining life already as it is, right? So
Right.
read it off for everybody, Lotus.
So it's 4 white, white for a 4/4 legendary avatar. It has lifelink. But what Han is trying to get at is it has 4 colorless and exchange your life total with Evra's power. So we're at 40 life, we go down to 4, but it becomes a 40. And then you swing with it and gain 40 life if it survives.
And with Nykthos Paragon, whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Think of that.
You know what? Yes. Okay.
We're making Pegasus,
Let's
and
live the dream.
we're potentially making angels.
Yeah, let's live the dream.
I think it's just too funny not to.
I agree. It's too good not to.
I think most times it'll probably get you killed, but if you can ever pull it off, mwah, oh,
I mean,
chef's kiss good.
if you can swing with 8 mana open, so you can always switch it back if it's gonna die.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too bad.
Sure. But I mean, also you gotta figure like we have things that make our enchantments hexproof, right? Or we can even give creatures and things hexproof. I know that Evra is not an enchantment, but we can get there.
Yeah, as long
Oh, because we can put things on. Oh, what's that? What's that card? Oh, I'm forgetting what it is now. Oh, canopy cover
as canopy
would
cover?
be so good. Yeah, canopy cover would be phenomenal. Here, go ahead and read this one.
Okay, 1 and a green for an enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Oh,
Hexproof. So
yeah.
hexproof on Evra, or even our commander, anything. It's just now it's unblockable too, except by flying or reach, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's an argument to be made that we could potentially get Commander lethal off of a 1/2 commander.
Ew. This is gonna be a... If we get all of these enchantments on a commander, we could literally start killing people with commander damage.
Yeah. Ancestral Mask. Let's do it. 2 and a green for Ancestral Mask. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment on the battlefield.
Ooh.
That'll do it.
Do you know what else will go with this one? Is it not so shiny.
So shiny.
No, it's the all that glitters.
All that glitters. Yep. So shiny.
So shiny. So shiny is a blue card. All that glitters is 1 and a white enchantment creature aura. No, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and/or enchantment you control.
Yep. So yeah, commander damage is definitely a thing. Ashton says Starfield of Nyx for more creatures. Yeah, let's get some more creatures out here. Starfield of Nyx. So that is 4 and a white for an enchantment. Oof. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Every upkeep? Yes, please. As long as you control 5 or more enchantments, easy enough. Each other non-aura enchantment you control is a creature in addition to its other types.
Wow.
It has base power and base toughness, each equal to its mana value. So, Starfield of Nyx is a 5/5 if we control 5 or more enchantments.
Wow.
Yep. It's going in. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now, here's a question. I'm not totally sure.
About.
When we play that, what happens to auras attached to our commanders? Do they become creatures and fall off? Or are they creatures that are attached to Sythis, like when you play that artifact that lets you equip... Oh, it says non-aura.
It says non-aura.
That's fine. That resolves my question.
I was gonna say, do they all just bestow? Wait a
Do they
second.
bestow? I was getting myself confused.
I like it. I like it.
I think we're gonna need a bit of ramp in here. I know we got that 1 mana dork.
Oh, we need some ramp?
I think so. Like,
okay.
I think we're gonna need something like, is it 3 visits or?
I mean, we could go that route. Why don't we go enchantment route as far as ramp though?
Oh, okay. What have you got?
Fertile Ground. Fertile Ground is 1 and a green for an enchantment.
Nope, that's fully grown.
Same mana value. And enchantment aura, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color.
Okay, that seems pretty good.
And I mean, Wild Growth just kind of goes hand in hand with that, right? So Wild Growth is 1 green for an enchantment aura, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional green. And that's just for 1.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to cut a forest and add in the Yavimaya Cradle of Growth.
Yep.
Just because making every land a forest in addition to its other types means that mana fixing is a lot easier for us. Yep.
Sounds fantastic. Ashton says Karametra for ramp. Karametra seems pretty great, actually. Karametra, God of Harvests. 3 green white for a legendary enchantment creature god. It is a 6/7 with indestructible. As long as your devotion to green and white is less than 7, Karametra is not a creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a forest or plains card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So Crimson says Herald of the Pantheon and plea for guidance for tutoring. Ooh. Herald of the Pantheon. Let's have a look at that one. 1 and a green. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, gain a life. Yeah. Super.
Yep.
And
phenomenal.
Plea of Guidance. Let's see what that one does. 5 and a white. Sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 enchantment cards. Reveal them. And put them in your hand. Then shuffle your library. Oh, that's nice.
So it's doubling down off of Idyllic Tutor, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's got 2. It's got 4 birds. It's got to be better.
Clearly. um, so I think we need a little bit. I feel like our commander is the linchpin of our draw ability, gaining life. It just does everything we want to do. Um, what are your thoughts on Myth Unbound? It doesn't get enough play, but does it do enough in this deck, do you think? So Myth Unbound, 2 and a green for an enchantment. Whenever I'm sorry, your commander costs 1 less to cast for each time it's been cast from the command zone this game. So it just makes command tax 1 less.
Okay.
And whenever your commander is put into the command zone from anywhere, draw a card. So if for whatever reason our commander gets removed, it gets us a draw at the very least.
Um, I don't see
Does
why
it do
not.
enough?
We're going to be casting it enough.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And Crimson's also said Mirari's Wake as well to help with mana, just to slip that in quickly.
Oh yeah.
Creatures
I mean, the
control
reprint is phenomenal.
Oh god, yeah. Creatures control get +1/+1. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land would produce. Fantastic card. But yeah, I mean, if we're going slightly Voltron, which we can, I suppose,
Sure.
recasting our commander would be easier if it was cheaper.
Yeah, for sure. Ashen says this is kind of ramping, also disgusting, but Nyx Bloom Ancient.
Ew.
It is an enchantment creature. It does have trample already on it. So 4 green, green, green for an enchantment creature, elemental 5/5 with trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. So, yeah. Tap our land for triple mana.
Well, tap anything.
Yep.
We've also got that not Eidolon of Blossoms. We've got that Mana Dork somewhere.
Right. I mean, at that point, I think we need to add the Cryptolith, right?
Oh god.
1 and a green for an enchantment. Creatures you control have tap. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Except it's not going to tap for 1. It's going to tap for 3 with Nyx Bloom.
Turns everything into Mana Dorks.
Everything's a mana dork. I like it.
Birds of Enchantment.
Birds of enchantments. Yep. There's some beefy mana birds too. And if we're doing that, what do you think of Arasta of the Endless Web? 2 green green for a 3/5 reach legendary enchantment creature spider. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. These can potentially all be mana dorks.
Yeah. And if we have quite a few of them out, and we have where is he? Nykthos Pantheon and gain say 5/10 life, they all get 5/10 counters.
Yep.
But talking of spiders, we need a little bit of protection, huh?
I don't know which card you're referring to.
I've got it on screen. Don't look.
Yep. I already know.
Arachnogenesis, 2 and a green for an instant. Put X 1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach onto the battlefield where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by non-spider creatures. This can win games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then if, again, we gain life, they're going to get big.
Yeah. I'm good with this. Say we have a couple of suggestions here. It says we got Ashen saying Sacred Mesa as a mana sink also synergizes with Archon. So Sacred Mesa.
Okay, 2 and a white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Sacred Mesa unless you sacrifice a Pegasus. 1 and a white. Put a 1/1 white Pegasus creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Oh, and then that actually pairs quite nicely with our Archon of Sun's Grace.
Right. Yeah, that was the that was the combo that Ashton was referring to. Synergizes with Archon. I like it.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit actually.
It's a shame that they're not horses. Otherwise, we could have gave them indestructible with the Sunmare.
Crested Sunmare. Oh my goodness, such a fun card. We are gaining a decent bit of life.
Are you
Courser of Krufix. I mean, Courser of Krufix does a little bit of both actually. It gives us ramp and gains us life, and is an enchantment. Centaur, 2/4 for 1 green. Play with the top card of your library revealed. So potentially problematic if we give away the farm. But you may play lands from the top of your library, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life.
Yeah.
This seems solid.
Yeah, and the old border throwback frame is quite nice, actually. Also, Lotus, we are in green. I'm shocked a certain card wasn't already in the list from the get-go. We're talking about Barrier Breach. If you haven't heard about Barrier Breach, you should. This is one of the best cards ever made.
Here's the gospel.
So,
the gospel of Barrier Breach.
Yeah, it's 2 and a green for an instant. Exile up to 3 target enchantments. 3! You know, Smothering Tithe, Propaganda, Ristic Study, all gone. And if you don't need it, cycle it for 2. What more do you want?
Speaking of, do we need a Smothering Tithe?
Yes.
I mean, the answer seems obvious, but figured I'd ask.
Yeah? Do you want to read that to people that may not know?
Everybody should know of this card. Its price is insane now. Smothering Tithe. 3 and a white for an enchantment. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you just get to create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. But it's going to add 3 with Nyxbloom Ancient again.
Ew, no.
Why not?
You sacrifice to make the mana. You tap and sack. You don't tap to make it.
But Nyxbloom Ancient reads if you tap a permanent for mana.
You're sacrificing
It
for
produces.
mana.
Ooh.
Sad.
Sad day indeed.
Are we making enough? Are we making like lots of tokens?
I think we are so far. We're not super heavy on it. However, we do have a decent amount of token generation.
Angels, treasure, Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering about that new golem from Modern Horizons 2, that if we make a... Oh, it's got to be a certain type of token to make those treasures, clues, and food, hasn't it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the manufacturer.
Fey Offering. Yeah, Fey Offering. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's not going on about, but...
Oh.
What is Fey Offering?
Fey Offering is 2 and a green for an enchantment at the beginning of each end step. If you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, create a clue token, food token, and treasure token. But you're going for something else.
Yeah, I was going for the manufacturer that says when you make one of those tokens, instead make all 3.
Ah, okay.
But I don't think it'll work in this deck.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Fey Offering myself either. Yeah.
So Crimson says, need to include Hall of Heliod's Generosity for when the enchantments start getting blown up.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Legendary land, taps for colorless, but you can also pay 1 and a white and tap Hall of Heliod's Generosity to put a target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library. So let's just go ahead and do that and draw off of casting an enchantment. Yeah, let's get it right back.
What's that enchantment? I might be in the wrong color. That when we lose a permanent...
Academy Manufacturer?
That was the one that I was thinking of, but I don't think it works the way I wanted it to. What's that?
Had to be manufacture. 3 mana for an artifact creature assembly worker. It's a 1/3 that reads if you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create one of each. So
Yeah.
if you would create.
Yeah, we don't make
So I
enough
suppose,
of it to
yeah,
worry.
yeah.
What's that enchantment though? That if someone blows up one of our things, we can blow up one of theirs.
Oh, that's a Brian special.
Yeah, that's why I
Karmic
thought of it.
justice.
Karmic justice.
Yeah. 2 and a white for the enchantment. That one, right? It's got the glass
Yeah,
door.
that's the
Art.
one. 2 and a white enchantment. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy target permanent that opponent controls. Just a little
Yeah.
bit of protection there.
You know what I just thought of that's a stupid protection spell that is going to be really great in this deck. It might be better than Ghostly Prison now that I think about it. But you tell
Okay.
me what you think. Island Sanctuary.
Island Sanctuary. Is that the one with the Pegasus flying in the distance?
Yes. So the drawback to Island Sanctuary is typically that you have to skip your next draw step during your upkeep. Let me read the Oracle text because it's an older card. So Island Sanctuary, 1 and a white for an enchantment. If you would draw a card during your draw step, instead you may skip that draw. If you do, until your next turn, you can't be attacked except by creatures with flying and or island walk. So the opponents might just need to have flyers for you, or they can't attack.
Yeah, and our enchantments with our commander are going to draw us cards regardless. So I think
Yeah,
yeah, this is awesome.
yeah, I
And
think that's
we're
good.
not in blue.
Yeah, I yeah, I'm happy with that one for sure. I think that there's a lot.
I like that. I like that a lot. Everything seems to be very so enchantments are very Nykthos related.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like the land, Nykthos
Shrine,
Shrine. Yeah.
Shrine to Nyx. Yep,
More
seems like
because
a good card.
more just because it fits in with the theme of the deck more than it actually is probably useful. Taps for a colorless or 2 and tap, choose a color, add mana to your mana pool equal to your devotion of that color. It just
Sure.
it just seems to fit the theme because everything seems to be Theros-ish.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like a little bit of flavor now and again.
So, what are your thoughts on Shielded by Faith?
Oh, I love this one.
So, Gideon art and all, 1 white for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature has indestructible. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may attach Shielded by Faith to that creature. So, if we have a new creature that, a new challenger has appeared that we need to protect, we can just move it on over to give it indestructible.
Yeah. Ooh. What's that card that it combos with that is also in Selesnya? When a creature becomes enchanted, make a 1/1. I used to run
Becomes
it.
enchanted.
Siona, that's it. Chat have got me covered. Siona, Captain of Pyles. 1 green, white. And she's a human soldier, 2/2. When she enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
So it does have to be an aura.
Yes. However, Whenever an aura you control becomes attached to a creature you control, create a 1/1 white human creature token.
Yeah, let's generate some mana. I'm tokens. Cryptolith, right?
But
It's still on my mind.
true. However, Shielded by Faith goes on Siona. Siona makes a 1/1. Shielded by Faith goes on the 1/1. We make a 1/1. And we make infinite 1/1s.
Mmm.
Now,
Spicy. I like it.
yep, now you're seeing it.
Got it. Yeah, I quite like it. So, kind of hand in hand with Shielded by Faith, this is the meaner version. It's for our opponents.
Okay.
But have you heard of a card called Prison Term?
Is that the one that you can move it if another creature enters the battlefield?
Yeah, under an opponent's control. So 1 white, for those that aren't familiar, it's an enchantment aura. You enchant a creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So it just shuts that card down, that creature. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may attach Prison Term to that creature.
Yeah.
So let's just move it around. And yeah, hey, something bigger and scarier.
This can also go
I'll
infinite
go ahead and...
with Siona.
Yeah. Well, this has to be under an opponent's control.
Oh, yeah. No, my mistake. I need to read the cards. Apparently, it explains what they do.
Apparently. However, yeah, because Siona is attached to a creature you control. Because I mean, you could technically move the Shielded by Faith around, because that's just enters the battlefield. You may attach it to that creature. So yeah, you could do that. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know if a Prison Term seems like a interesting enchantment shutdown on whatever priority target, and if it just sticks around, it's great.
Oh, we forgot one of the big daddies of Selesnya enchantments.
Which is?
Heliod.
Which one are you referring to?
I quite like the Sun Crowned.
Okay.
So
I need you to change it to the new fancy Secret Lair art, because that thing is amazing foil.
oh, okay. All sets. Oh god, I didn't even notice that one. Okay. He's got a love heart spear. So he's
Those, yeah, the best part is the foil version. The little star sparkles on the robe and the sleeves all shimmer. It's phenomenal looking.
I need to get myself one then. But it's 2 and a white for a legendary enchantment creature god. 5/5 indestructible. As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, he isn't a creature. Whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. 1 and a white. Another target creature gains lifelink to end of turn.
Yep. I mean, it begs the question: do we throw in a walking ballista?
Do we? It kind of defeats the theme, I suppose, having an artifact. We're not actually running any artifacts in this deck.
Yet, but yes.
Do we need to?
The one that I was thinking of was Helm of the Gods. Seems too good not to.
Helm of the
Gods is, yeah, 1 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. It equips for 1.
Okay, that one is the exception to the rule. That's too good not to go in.
I had one more.
Go on then, break the rule.
Oketra's Monument. It generates your tokens. So Oketra's Monument, 3 mana for a legendary artifact. White creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
Okay.
Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance.
How many creatures do we run? 20. I mean, it does reduce the cost by white as well. So yeah, okay, that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more terrible Kamigawa suggestion.
Hit us with it, Ashen.
Go for it. We're all in on suggestions.
Enduring Ideal.
Ooh. What's that one? 5 white white. Oh, it's an epic spell.
There it is.
A sorcery, 5 white white. Search your library for an enchantment card, put it into play, shuffle your library. Epic. For the rest of the game, you can't play spells. At the beginning of each of your upkeeps, copy this spell except for its epic ability.
Okay. So
Oh, do you know what would be really fun one day, Han? I'm going off topic here for a slight bit. So there's 5 of these epic spells. And
yeah.
at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, you copy the spells. What if we made a deck with all 5, but we have multiple upkeeps? Just maybe.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe we brew that in the future sometime.
Yeah, Paradox haze it up.
Yeah.
I like the idea for sure.
Copy artifacts and just go mad.
Yep. Sounds like fun to me.
Right, we're at 101 cards. We're at 36 lands. I'm gonna just cut a land to go 35. We're at 100 cards.
Sure.
So we're at that stage now where we put in find upgrades or replacements now.
Okay. So one of the ones that I kind of would like to add is a core spirit dancer. Just because we seem to be running a decent bit of auras, more so than I thought. And we're not necessarily only going for our commander to have the Ancestral Mask, all that glitters type effect on it necessarily. So core spirit dancer, 1 and a white for a 0/2 core wizard. Core spirit dancer gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. Whenever you cast an aura spell, you may draw a card. So it's draw plus a target for those effects.
Yeah. Pretty mean, to be fair. Just thinking what we can put in its take out for its place.
I mean, Enduring Ideal. I think with all the draw that we have inside this, I don't necessarily think that we don't want to play multiple cards.
Yeah. Sorry, Asher.
As much as Epic would be fun, I think not this deck because you want to draw so much.
Yeah. What's Humbler of Mortals?
4 green for a 5/5 enchantment creature elemental with Constellation. Whenever Humbler of Mortals or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain trample until end of turn.
We might need that.
I mean, maybe. I was also thinking we could also just have Garruk's Uprising potentially, but it's not going to draw us cards, but we don't need it to.
I don't. I think. I'm not so sure.
I mean, yeah, it's just going to give us trample on everything.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have it on a body.
That's fair.
Especially if that body is an enchantment that will draw us cards as well. Personally, I know it's expensive compared to Garruk's Uprising, but swinging with that thing as well, and then we can bring it back and swing with it again with the Resurgent Belief.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay. Let's see. Do we have enough ramp?
So we have Abundance, which can get us cards that we need.
Right.
We have Cryptolith Right. We have technically Earthcraft. Can ramp
I think
us.
that needs to go to the maybe board.
Okay.
But because we don't.
Squirrel
I don't think
Nest
most people
will
do that.
That gives us a card. So you want to put like 3 visits in?
Mm, we could. Let me see if I can find something better. In the meantime,
Okay.
hmm. Ooh,
I've just
that could be
realized
good.
we're
Yeah,
in
what's up?
we're in white and green.
Yeah. You just realized this?
Quiet you. Um Archaeomancer's map.
Oh, yeah. We do need to be running that, I suppose. But isn't that an artifact? Hmm.
Shush. It's 2 and a white for an enchantment artifact. And when it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 2 basic planes, reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle. Whenever a land
That's a
enters the
Lotus House rule.
what?
Enchantment artifact.
Yeah. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if that player controls more lands than you, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. And it
Sure.
gets us 2 lands as well. So,
Okay. You know what I just realized? We're in green as well as white.
oh, we are?
We forgot a enchantment creature nymph, Triad of the Elysian Grove.
um
2 and a green for a 2/4 enchantment creature nymph. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you
ah,
control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So
naked man in
goes
a
well
tree.
with Archaeomancer's enchantment.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah,
What's our
I mean it's
mana
not
curve?
quite land tax, but 3.2 something, I think.
3.23. It's pretty good,
Yeah.
actually. I'm wondering if we can go down to 34 lands.
Yep.
I think that would be nice. That's 100 cards.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else that I really want to add here.
Oh, what's that evil laugh for?
We have indestructible, right?
Uh, no, yes?
Shielded by faith. We
Oh,
have that.
right, yeah. What are you planning?
Uh, okay. So hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
It might require 2 cards though. Let's start with this. Unquestioned Authority is the card I was thinking of initially, and then I thought of a second card that just goes with it. Unquestioned Authority is 2 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchant a creature. When it ETBs, you draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Enchanted creature has protection from creatures.
Okay.
So maybe more this immediately. Because we're going to come back to this. Because I was thinking Entangler.
Uh,
Entangler is 2 white white. Again, enchant creature. Enchanted creature may block any number of creatures.
say what?
You can block any number of creatures, and you have protection from creatures.
Oh,
So
God.
whatever, you just can block everything and take no damage.
That's
That was the thought.
disgusting.
And by disgusting, you mean amazing.
I do, actually, yeah. It's going to stay in the maybe board, but still, that's... I like that. That's going down my level of jank, Khan.
Mm.
I like it, and I'm sad I didn't think of it.
So how many cards are we up to right now?
We are at exactly 100 cards.
Hmm. Okay. How are you feeling about it?
I
Do you
really...
feel like this is do you feel like this is just play a lot of enchantments, or do you really want to go a little bit more into this like Voltron-y kind of style? Just out of curiosity, like where are you
I
landing on that?
I like the mixture of both. The fact that we can play it
Okay.
Voltron, or we can just play loads of enchantments to get some other creatures like Archon, put something like a Hydra's growth on something, or it's
Yeah.
it's very versatile on how we want to do it. We're going to gain a lot of card draw. We're going to gain a lot of life. We could go
So
wide with the spiders, the
right, we
Pegasus.
I was thinking that. So yeah, we do have that option. Archangel of Thune seems really busted with our commander, is what I was thinking. If we kind of want to go that wide route.
Yes.
So it is not an enchantment, but we do gain life off of all of our enchantments, and we also have some life link in here. So Archangel of Thune, 3 white for a 3/4 flying life linking angel. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So if we do decide to go wide, with spiders or tokens in general,
Yeah.
we are going to gain life off of our enchantments and make them bigger.
And if you wanted to, you could put branching evolution in if we're going more +1 counter heavy. I don't think we will, but I think that's an option.
Yeah, I think the Archangel of Thune is still good enough to put in the deck
Oh god, yeah.
because of what we're doing.
There's a quarter of our
My
deck is creatures, and we make more.
Well, of those creatures, though, I mean, there's only a handful of them that aren't enchantments themselves as well.
Yeah. You know what, Han? Because we're at 101 cards, I'm going to take Ever and put it in the sideboard for now. I know it's the dream to get it off, but
Oh, fair. Okay.
we're going to have to do
So
that as our commander one day.
we do. I mean, this just seems really nice for it, but yeah. Yeah. There's only about 6 or 7 total creatures that we have that aren't enchantments. It looks
Yeah.
like. So of those 23 that we're holding on to right now, it looks like. Right? Yeah. So this enchantment is like this deck is probably 50% enchantments as it is.
I think so. So with half the deck, we draw the other half.
Potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like it.
I like it a lot. I don't own quite a lot of these cards. If anyone know, if you wonder why I can instantly tell you what I own and don't, you see these little green and blue things? These symbolize what cards I actually own because I spent the time to actually put it into Architect. Blue just means I own them, but in a different. It's a different style. But yeah, I hardly own any of these. But I might try and play it.
You could.
This one seems really fun. Especially that we can get our
Yeah.
commander out as early as turn 2.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, you're just drawing cards constantly too, so you're not lacking in terms of that.
No, we
You-
don't need that much. We wouldn't need anything in the regards of Kadama's Reach, actually thinking about it, because the amount we're going to draw...
We'll hit our land drops every single time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're going to be fine.
I think so too. The only things that I can think of are we still want trample, right?
I mean, we've got some.
Because I was just thinking about the Nylea that gives trample as well. The OG Theros one.
And
God of the Hunt.
okay, what's that one? 3 and a green. Legendary enchantment creature, god, indestructible. As long as your devotion is less than 5, it isn't a creature. Other creatures you control have trample. Plus 3 and a green. Target creature gets +2/+2 to end of turn. Okay, so I like that.
Ashen says I like Nylea. Mm-hmm.
So,
Ashen says he likes as well. But
so what we'll do then is if we put in Nylea, because it's cheaper than Humbler of Mortals.
I
In
believe
mana
so.
cost, that's 6 mana, where Nylea's 4.
Right.
And the Humbler, we have to have Constellation to actually get the trample.
Yeah, I think that works.
That's a good swap out. I like that one.
And then, yeah,
I think that's pretty good.
my thought is, do we need the ghostly prison?
Yes.
Why?
I don't want to be touched and attacked.
That's what we have, Island Sanctuary, and
Oh,
what's the
Ghostly
other one?
Prison. I'm thinking of Sphere of Safety. Yeah, let's take
No,
out.
Sphere of Safety is fine, but I think Ghostly Prison can go
Yeah,
because
Ghost.
of the sheer amount that we can do with Island Sanctuary as well as Sphere of Safety.
That's fair. So, what would you replace in the deck instead then? Because we now have a single slot free.
Hmm. That's where I'm debating, because I was thinking something like Kamigawa card.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I was
Ashen.
thinking potentially like a Pattern of Rebirth if we want to cheat out an Explume Ancient is a thing. Um, yeah,
I mean,
but I'm also trying to think of if there's something else that's just strictly better.
um,
Okay, what are your thoughts on, since we took out Evra,
yeah.
what about a Sarah avatar? Maybe that's too expensive. Maybe not. What do you think though?
All white, white, white. Creature avatar. Equal to its power and toughness are equal to your life total. When it's put into your graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. So I like this for two reasons. One, it's going to get huge because we gain a lot of life.
Right.
And two, we can't get milled out.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, I mean, we're also going to just be able to put +1/+1 counters on it as well.
Or, hear me out, Vigor.
Mm-hmm. Vigor. I like Vigor.
Vigor or Sarah Avatar. So, oh, there's so many cards with Vigor in the name.
Yeah, there are. We're talking about 3 green, green, green Vigor.
Yep. Elemental Incarnation 6/6 with Trample. If damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage and put a +1 counter on that creature for each one damage prevented. And when it's put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into your owner's library. So if
However,
we.
Ashen does have a good argument to be made for Sarah Avatar, I think.
Yeah.
Nylea's Colossus can potentially double the power of Sarah Avatar.
Okay, I'm going to put Vigor into the maybe board and we'll stay with Sarah Avatar.
Because Nylea's Colossus can potentially double creature's power and toughness until end of turn whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield.
Ah.
However, Ashen says Vigor is better in the long run over Avatar, personally, though. So I think there's an argument to be made for both.
Okay, they take the same slot, so I'm gonna leave Sarah Avatar in, but Vigor is its. I reckon it's its replacement. Whatever you prefer to play. But yeah, just
If you want to go for laughs, play Evra instead.
yeah, play Ever instead for laughs.
But yeah, I think that's good.
I quite like it. I'm liking how the deck turned out.
Yeah. Right, Nylea's Colossus is silly with Cage of Hands. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I quite like it. The only thing I can think of, other lands that are of note, I would love to add a Gavany Township because we're in Selesnya. It's kind of perfect. Tap for a colorless, 2 green white, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Love it. And then
Yeah.
if you're in green and white, you run this card. Crozen Verge is just an easy ramper as well in the land slot. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add a colorless. Pay 2 and tap it. Sacrifice Crows and Verge. You search your library for a forest and plains card. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Shuffle your library.
Yeah, seems good.
But yeah, I think that's a good deck right there.
Yeah. Obviously,
Maybe
we can
not
go
anything
into
crazy. Yeah, maybe nothing too crazy in the way of in the way of removal.
we have
But
barrier breach. What more do you want?
I mean, yes, but we're not targeting our own stuff. I mean, let's put it this way: we're in green and white, and we're not running either Beast Within or Generous Gift.
True. Put them in. People are not running enough removal, but this is why we build live. It's fun. We're
It's
not
more
here to,
fun. Yeah,
we're not here to build competitively. We're here to build fun.
we're here. We're here to draw a bunch of cards off of playing enchantments, and we're a proactive
Oh, yeah.
deck.
Ashen
That's
just
what we'll
said
call it.
karmic justice.
Yeah, exactly.
There
Now
we
we just
go.
have to draw it every single game.
We can search for it.
We
God,
could.
believe in the top deck.
Heart of the cards. Wrong game. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it.
I'm very happy with this deck, and I'm quite excited to give it a go. Actually, let's see how I do. I have to try and get some of these cards, but I'll try. I'll try.
Mm. Here's a fun one. Maybe board this.
Okay.
Solitary confinement. I quite like it. But you tell me. Solitary confinement.
At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you discard a card. Skip your draw step. You have Shroud to prevent all damage to be dealt to you. Okay, I'm gonna maybe board it just to make things easier because we're at that point now. But I think this could be really good in this deck. I genuinely think that if
I think the fact that having the enchantment draw effect in our command zone is so good for this type of deck. Like, I think that's what makes Island Sanctuary stand out. Same with
Ashen
this.
just said with Starfield of Nyx, it's gross. We can discard it, and then solitary confinement at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice it unless you discard a card. So we sacrifice it, and then with the Starfield of Nyx, bring it straight back. Oh, that's disgusting. We don't even have to discard. We just sacrifice it and bring it straight back.
Seems pretty good.
It does.
What are we cutting?
Oh, wait, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work?
Starfield targets.
Yeah, but if you stack the triggers...
Right.
Surely. They both trigger in your upkeep. So you trigger the first one first, so you sacrifice it. Then the second one says return target, and it's in your grave, so you could target it. Is that right?
I think so.
I mean, at very worst, if it doesn't, you discard an enchantment. You have to choose targets before either resolves. Right, okay. I mean, getting it every second turn is still good.
Yeah. But you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
So solitary confinement can be in the maybe board. I'm okay with this. It's just a Modern Horizons 2 card that just came out, so I figured I'd give it some love.
That's
but,
fair.
Yeah, I think it's a fun one.
Yeah. I quite like it. It's a reprint.
Oh, is it a reprint? Okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did not know that.
Well, are you happy with the deck so far then, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm good with it.
Awesome. So, I think we'll call it there then and say that that's another deck done.
Yep.
Cool. thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. And if you're listening on the podcast or the repeat, thanks for listening. It means a lot that you tune in and help and get involved, or even just come along for the ride. We can't do this without you, and hopefully we can do it a lot more as well. So we'll be back the same time next week with a new commander that is yet to be discussed. Hopefully we'll find another spicy one between now and then.
Yeah, I'm sure we could find something.
Yeah. But if you go to our website, intothe99.com, click content and go to Brewing It Live, you'll see all the deck lists, previous and new. Also the links to the YouTube channel with all the VODs that you could see the videos on to see us making these silly decks. And if you want to support us in a more financial way, you can visit our merch store to get some wonderful t-shirts. And also we have Patreon, so you can support us with different tiers there. But don't forget to join our Discord. You can chat to us and we can brew together in our Discord whenever you like, whenever we're awake, mostly, because I'm from the UK and Han's from across the pond.
Small pond.
Small pond. But once again, thank you to everyone. Can't do it without you. And we'll see you next week. Be safe and goodbye.
We love you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Into the night.